Hello and welcome. This is Arunava Chaudhuri. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot, and it's another Indian football and more discussion on the channel. And at the start, as I like to say, if you haven't liked the video, if you want to share the video, do subscribe to the channel as well and watch my short videos as well. Also, those two of you who haven't, who might be watching afterwards, as I realize a lot of people are watching the videos afterwards. And thank you, as always, for your support and keep on helping Arun Foot to grow as a channel. And let me get into the conversations. Hi, Kumar. And Mamak ask, is there latest news about I League broadcast? Mamak, nothing, because I think the AIFF is trying to sort out issues one after another. I think the last few days were about sorting the I League issues, and you know, and therefore, yeah, therefore we'll have to wait and see what happens in the I League, and then let's see where things go. And Kumar adds on that Chanmari FC and Aizol FC confirmed their participation to I League to AFF in I League and asked 3 days extra to pay 20 to 25 lakhs participation. 25 lakhs, Kumar, is the figure or the participation figure in the I League currently at this moment in time. And we also know why this confirmation has come because, amongst others, um, Aizawl FC started training today at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium in Aizawl, and so that's a good sign, so to say. And I don't know what the status is with Churchill Brothers, because they were still hadn't confirmed as far as I know. So therefore, we will have to wait and see what happens on that front. Meanwhile, of course, the Indian women's team yesterday in a friendly beat Hatta Bay say the under 17s lost to Bangladesh in the SAF Under 19 Women's Championship yesterday. Of course, also Fancode, the new broadcast partner of the All India Football Federation, at least for streaming. Now the work of Fancode is to confirm a television, a broadcaster. So that will be very interesting to see. And yeah, KPS Studios out of Kolkata will be doing the production of the ISL. So therefore, all of these things seem to be falling in place. Hi, Rushabh. Welcome back. So those are things. I League teams in training. Certain teams have not made signings, even though a lot of people expected signings here, there, and everywhere. That has also not happened. So from that perspective, certain, yeah, some would say surprises. I would say some of it is what I would have expected. Um, and so therefore, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what really happens. It is February the 13th, so it means that we are 11 days away from the kickoff. Next week, Saturday, will be the first match of the Indian Super League 2025-2026. Mohun Bagan versus Kerala Blasters being the opening encounter. So therefore, we're looking forward. And of course, also a question asked quite a number of times yesterday by certain people like Akash, like Uchut, what will happen regarding the international broadcast. I think there is no, you know, so therefore, let's wait and see. I hope that there is a solution. I don't know if One Football would agree to continue to show the Indian Super League. Um, and and yeah, maybe FIFA Plus is an option. Maybe the AFF's own YouTube might be an option. But I hope that the international football fans of the ISL are not forgotten. I think that's one thing which was a big positive. Churchill Brothers will not play in the I League. They will only play in Indian courts because they're right next to a child. Eh. Sorry, Kumar. Um, Sorry. Kumar, yeah, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see what they do. And then let's see if they join in or don't. Can we expect quality of broadcast from fan code same as Star? No, Rushabh. I mean, you are gonna spend, substantially less. So if we're saying, let me do the math. right? They're supposedly spending 5.2 crores, right? And um, so you're spending. Wait one second. Let me get this right. Right, 5.2 crores divided by 91 matches. So 5.7 lakhs per game, if we want to generalize the costings. So the costings we were talking about, which were, yeah, 10 times more per game. Um, so therefore, for me, um, the quality will have to come down. Again, we're talking about a 10 camera shoot and all that stuff. That's fine. Uh, uh, you know, so therefore, we'll have to wait and see what comes out. I hope that they have some innovative ways to do stuff. But again, it will be interesting to see what kind of production comes out of this. And I hope, yeah, I hope something normal will be able. Why was value of ISL got reduced? India's performance, why ISL broadcast looks so shabby and Spanish or British league looks so clear when broadcast happens. Um, I don't know, Arijit, what kind of ISL broadcast you've been watching, but I thought the ISL broadcast was actually on par with, yeah, with the Premier League or La Liga or Bundesliga, whatever. So I don't know why it looks shabby to you, or looked shabby to you. Then look at what how the I League coverage and all that stuff has been sometimes, or sometimes made to look if you don't know how the back end of the whole thing was being produced. So therefore, I don't know how that opinion can come about the production. To me, very very clear is that the reduction is very simple. That the product, again, outside of a Reliance universe, was never valued, right? And someone putting in 5, 6, 7, 8 crores, willing to stream the product, and you're offering 10 lakhs for the television rights, to me then shows very, very clearly where the quality of offers in regard to broadcasting stand. Right? To me, that's a clear sign that there is no one who was seriously interested as a linear television channel or a linear television broadcaster to pick up the rights, independent of T20 World Cup, IPL, and all the other shebangs. Uh, you know, so therefore, for me, the value reduction is automatic because Reliance was working on the product and Reliance had a certain valuation of the product. But again, without Reliance, that valuation goes to zero. I've always said this. Whoever says it, the value should be this, that, whatever, blah, 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 has been said by a lot of people, be it a Kalyan Chaube, be it Shaji Prabhakaran, be it Ranjit Bajaj. Let these guys tell you how the valuation comes that they had, that 500 million that those guys were speaking about, oh, rights and all that stuff. How much have they been able to derive out of that? Right? That we have not walked into I spoke to someone today and said, listen, luckily we didn't walk into a catastrophe that the second round of bidding ended up in a big zero and no one came forward. What would the AIFF then have done? Right? A provision was done by the clubs, by the AIFF, to have 9 crores in the back hand to say, you know what, guys, if need be, we will have to produce our own. And this is the danger of the whole situation that we stand in at this moment in time as I speak to you, that the valuation of Indian football is a big zero, right? And I think I saw the valuation. Not I think I saw the valuation yesterday. I found it a very interesting tweet from Joy Bhattacharya on which I reacted yesterday. And I quote Joy, who's of course been with Kolkata Knight Riders. He was part of the Under 17 World Cup. He is behind the volleyball league And Joy said the annual IPL television rights are valued at 1.6 billion US dollars, roughly 14,669 crores at the current exchange rate. The annual rights for the Premier Indian League, ISL, of the world's most popular sport, just went for around 2.5 crores, excluding production costs. In effect, an IPL is worth over 55,000 ISLs. If India is to take itself seriously as a sporting nation, this bizarre screwed ratio has to come down. Brilliant tweet yesterday from Joy, and I fully agree with him on that, because that shows you where the valuation of Indian sports stands, where the valuation of Indian football stands, right? Another broadcast quality of number of cameras, or can explain what quality increases or decreases. Kumar, it is multiple things. How good is your director who's cutting that live game, right? How good is he? How good are your commentators? How good are the cameramen? Forget the camera. The cameras, all of them are nowadays HD cameras and all that stuff. The camera shouldn't be a problem, because Kaleidoscope has the quality, right? But how the people, right? If you are gonna buy, you're gonna offer someone, let's say, 500 rupees a day, and someone else 20,000 rupees a day, you will see the difference in quality. And that is, again, you're doing something which was, you're spending about 100 crores, and now you're going to be spending 5 on the same thing. So you will realize what the quality difference will be. That is going to be, so therefore it is not about of course, yes, number of cameras, yes, certainly you will not have that many sort of closer shots, that and all that kind of stuff that is there. This will not work. So therefore, these are small little things, but if you put this whole puzzle together, then it becomes a big problem. And therefore it is not just about the number of cameras, it's about the people behind. Are we going to get a Pulosto as a commentator, right, who is really good? So therefore, for me, so therefore, yeah, that's going to be some of the questions. Now that I think how things were just a year ago, we didn't take the alarm bell seriously somewhere. I'm happy to go back to stadiums, but again, in the hindsight, it's just all shambles. We need FSDL back. Rushabh, I said, you've listened to it. I've warned about this situation a while back, that we could find ourselves in this situation. I think nobody else did. Nobody else in Indian football warned you that. Everybody said, no, 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 they will stay. It'll stay. It's fine. And so the point to me is, yeah, people, a lot of Indian football fans, a lot of fans of clubs in the Indian Super League were happy with what was happening, right? And not a problem with that. But they didn't realize and recognize that there are a lot of dangers lurking around us, which we needed to take seriously. You know, uh, you know. So therefore, yeah, it doesn't, you know, so therefore, we didn't take it seriously. We didn't take the situation seriously. We didn't take the I think, alarm bells seriously, and therefore we are where we are now. Because again, across the board, starting with the president of the All India Football Federation, the whole executive committee, secretariat, the clubs themselves, the players, the coaches, you guys as fans, nobody actually thought that Reliance would walk away, right? And Reliance per se, now also with the TV rights not going to Geo Hotstar, they're not there. Reliance is no longer connected to professional Indian football. They're there in our grassroots and youth through Reliance Foundation, but that has nothing to do with FSDL Reliance. That is the CSR arm of Reliance. So therefore, that differentiation needs to be clearly made. Now the people are thinking KPL as well. No, it doesn't. The Pro Kabaddi League, PKL, not Pro Kabaddi League, also has no value. Star wants to offload its, again, a lot of people will tell you a lot of things here and there and everywhere, but nothing is working, and therefore that's the situation as it stands. So therefore, for me, um, yeah, it's a weird scenario, and let's see. And it's I've said this, it's not just about the ISL, it is about all professional leagues outside of cricket. All of them are struggling, are suffering. If viewership drops now, that ISL won't be shown on Hotstar and Star Sports, do you think valuation of the league will drop even more next year? RS, what valuation is there? How, where will it drop? We're close to zero, no? So for me, I don't think we can drop any further. Now the question is, um, can we turn it around in any way? Can we make Indian football stand up and stay alive and stay relevant, or does it become even more irrelevant? Right, that's the danger I see. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is Indian football, its history, popular or even known in Europe? Like people here know Italy as a cricket team, Japan play cricket as soccer. East Bengal won't have any global. No, Arijit. Nobody knows East Bengal Mohun Bagan, right? And Indian football, no. And that's the funny one. India knows about Italian cricket. I think more people in India know about Italian cricket than people in Italy or even in Japan, right? I think more people in India know that we have in Germany a cricket national team than even Germans. If you would ask Germans what cricket is, they don't know. And about Indian football, how will they know? My friends know because it's through me, but otherwise, people don't know about these things. Weird that AFF was delusional enough to think that they could survive without reliance when, unlike us fans, they had the viewership numbers and financial statements. Was all this mess just because of ego? RS, it is incompetence on one side, it is lack of foresight on the other side, and forget the ego part, right? That surely comes somewhere down the road as well. But the problem in this whole thing is, it was the whole ecosystem was and is delusional, right? And therefore, for me, you know, um, yeah, let's wait and see. Arunava, what's your take on 10,000 matches for RFYC Nopang League and Coast League within 4 years, with Reliance collecting database of players and organizing this league? Kumar, nothing. Because, because others don't do it, we celebrate things which are the most normal thing elsewhere in the world. It is great that Reliance Foundation is doing this, that the Mizoram Football Association is doing this. But at the end of the day, these kind of things are normal in the world. It is nothing extraordinary. I mean, Renal always asks these questions also. It is nothing extraordinary. Kids playing football should be the most normal thing in the world. We shouldn't be even talking about it, right? We should not be needing to talk about grassroots and youth football. That should just run by itself and should be just an own ecosystem. And that is not the case. That is the problem of Indian football today, right? That we are talking about things which are, yeah, which shouldn't be even discussed. Hey, Arush, I'm doing well. What's in the info scene as that you could summarize? Arush, um, my simple advice to you is maybe spend a few minutes, look at some of the older videos that I do, then you will understand what has been happening in the last few days and weeks. I think the biggest news came yesterday that Fancode has been chosen as the streaming partner for the Indian Super League 2025-2026. That Kaleidoscope production studios will produce the Indian Super League, and now Fancode, who have picked up the rights for linear television as well as for streaming, um, um, yeah, that they will now have to find a television broadcast partner to pick up the rights. So therefore, that's going to be the challenge on the All India Football Federation. So that's the big news. The women's are preparing in Turkey. Drew goalless against Spartak Moscow. Beat yesterday third division German side Hertha BSC women's or Frauen. And under 17s are playing the SAF under 19 championship. So that's that. The under 17 boys also played two friendly against Tajikistan. So that's some of the news. And the ISL starting on the 14th, the I League starting on the 21st. So let's wait and see what happens. Do you think if India concentrates on futsal instead of football, it will pay dividends? No. Arjit, futsal is there. Futsal is might be an add-on, but it's not. It can't be your. You can't say, okay, I'll now focus on futsal, or I'll coach on focus on beach soccer. To me, that doesn't make sense. To me, it makes more sense to focus on mainstream football. So therefore, no, it is not something which I would suggest. Another, do you think Fancourt will get the real viewership data with them this ISL season going to happen? Will that impact the fan court next ISL bids if ISL going to happen after the season? Kumar, they will, of course, they will know the numbers. I think this a streaming partner has better numbers than a broadcaster because broadcasters, the numbers are extrapolated. So therefore, yes, I think Fancode as a streaming platform will have the numbers. And then let's see what they do. Again, as I've said with everything else, next season, in the next 5 years, next 20 years, what's going to happen is not the question at the moment. The question is what's happening in the next 3 months. And for Indian football fans, the clear cut thing is that I've seen a lot of people already talking about, oh, you know what, I don't want to pay free this, free that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Listen, if people want Indian football to survive, Indian club football to survive, then whatever the one-off matches or a club pass or a season pass, whatever it costs, I hope the people pay it because otherwise, Fancode is gambling on this, and I hope that the Indian football fan understands that and values that and does something for it because so therefore this is um, so therefore we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is this a short-term deal or long to mid-term? It is, Rushabh, it's just for the next 3 months. This deal, all the deals that potentially will happen are only for this season because nobody knows if the clubs themselves will agree to the 20-year proposal that they have given. Yeah. And so to me, so therefore for me, all this discussion, you know, what's going to happen next season, what will be, the outcome, we don't know. Can we expect live data like possession, passes, shots, etc. during matches? Is current podcasts have capacity to do that like FSDL? Bubbles, I think yes, because there is data collection systems in place normally. I don't know what kind of, how much can they use, but normally, yes, that is part of the systems. So I don't think that should be a problem. Now, the basic thing in uniform was celebrated because people do not basic things right. Yeah, you're right on one side. On the other side, Kumar, that's what I'm saying, right? That you have to that has to be mentioned. And some of you watch it, look at it. But for me, again, as much as I congratulate Rams Foundation for doing the things that they've been doing at grassroots and youth football level, but these things are not special. In the real football world, nobody will talk about it, right? So therefore, these are givens, in my opinion. I wonder how popular domestic leagues are in countries like Vietnam, Uzbekistan. I believe these countries improve without a big domestic league. Why would an average guy watch domestic league over Premier League? RS, how can you say um, that the domestic leagues in Vietnam and Uzbekistan are not popular? Would be my question. How are you saying that they aren't? And this whole Premier League thing, this whole premise, because in India people watch the Premier League, the rest of the world no. Even in India, less people watch the Premier League than even Indian Super League on a bad day. So get that fact right. Because you see so many people talking about it on social media, because you see so many this, that, everything happening, you feel and again it's better organized, right? It is the middle and upper class who watches it. So there's a lot of buzz around it that the Premier League is much, much bigger. No, it's not. Right? If you add up what people watch, Indian football or local football, whatever, the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, forget the others even, they're smaller, you know. Uh, um, so therefore, for me, you know, and therefore in Vietnam, the V League is very, very popular. Yeah. Southeast Asia, the local leagues are actually very, very strong, despite also a certain level of interest for European football. So be it Vietnam, uh, 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 und, and Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, everywhere. And Uzbekistan has always had, a good league. Again, the Central Asian countries actually have good leagues, has a normal following at home, but again, we don't know what they do, right? So therefore, then it's there, right? As Indian women's soccer improved or just enjoying a good lucky phase, what was men's football better or was standard always like this? Arijit, I think at the moment you use the word lucky. I would say yes, because at least the senior women's team qualifying for the Asian Cup is lucky for the for the women's Asian Championship, because the thing with them is um, the game at Thailand could have gone the other ways. I think Alexander Isak, sorry, Joachim Alexanderson, Alexander Isak, Joachim Alexanderson did a brilliant job with the under 20s and under 17s. So yes, there is a certain level, um, certain level of quality in there, but in women's football, the competition has always been less than the men's. And also if you compare, the why did the Indian men have such a good phase in the 50s and 60s? Because even if at that level, at that time, the level of competition was similar to what it is in the women's game today, most probably with with limited Asian countries actually playing. That is our biggest advantage over that. Would you say teams like Cambodia, Timor Leste, Myanmar gone past India now? No. No, or is it? Timor Leste surely not. Cambodia, maybe on a day. Myanmar, maybe on their day, but not in general. Another why I appreciated RYFC Nopang League is if no one recognized the who was doing right, and then he thinks I'm all alone in the race. Even though if it is CSR. Kumar, if you would know one thing about Reliance as a company, Reliance Industries, if you've seen IMG Reliance or FSDL, if you've seen uh, you know, uh, Reliance Foundation, they don't care about your or my support. They are doing their things. They've done their things, right? They have looked at India. They found the right partner in Mizoram, started that project, and are working on it, right? They don't need your and my blessings, so to say, and they will do their thing. And others, what is our problem in India? People who are not doing the work shout around and say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, blah. And then that is supportive. Oh, wow, these people are doing so much for football. So therefore, that's the problem where we stand. No? That's we've not, uh, you know, come out of that scenario. So therefore, I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens. But Reliance does its work, has done its work, and will continue to do its work. Right, 29 minutes already on this live on this 3rd of February on Arun Foot. Quick reminder, if you haven't, like, share, and subscribe. 8 likes so far. I think we can do better. We had 41 likes yesterday. Thank you for that. Share with other people to join in our conversations on Indian football, as always. And if you haven't subscribed, you're listening, you're liking what we're talking about here, do subscribe to the channel. Today we stand at 3,736 subscribers. Thank you very much. Slowly closing in on that 4,000 mark. And watch the shorter videos that I do. I did something on Fancode, obtaining the TV and streaming rights of the Indian Super League. Yesterday, did something on the transfers on Chennai FC. Did an interview on Saturday with Abhi Chatterjee, CEO of Kerala Blasters, which was a little longer. Thanks a lot for that. And of course, other stories on the I League, on the ISL, Indian football, international football. So thanks a lot for that, as always, for your support. Mohun Bagan social media got flooded by tractor fans when they pulled out of competition. They had never seen that kind of engagement before. Asian leagues are well organized. Babalus, it is the fact that what I've said, what I feel, what I also believe is there is a lack of knowledge from our side to see what is happening in other parts of the continent. Very simple. We think we know, you know, you know. So therefore, uh, um, yeah, we don't know. So therefore, it doesn't exist, sort of situation, right? So therefore, um, you know. Uh, and maybe people don't even know that we and Indian football exists in other parts of Asia. So therefore, so yeah, that's the reality. I mean, the common previously Timor Leste, Cambodia lost 14-0, 15-0 to Thailand or Singapore. Now they compete and really give a good account of themselves. Orijit, only looking at results doesn't mean that you will know how things work. So, how if a team has gotten better or not. Results are sometimes deceptive. So therefore, football has gotten much closer, you will say, around the world. So therefore, those one-sided games you will have once in a while, but not as often as you might have had in the past. So therefore, yeah. So therefore, that's um, yeah. That's how I at least see it, right? That's how see it, with the realities. Um, So therefore, yeah, those are some of the realities of the world. No, sorry, this East Bengal fan or ridiculous criticizing FS saying that these guys inflated broadcast rights money. Kumar, who gained from, even if it is inflated? Let's say let's take their idea of, okay, it was inflated. Fine, okay. Who was gaining from it? Who was gaining from it? Uh, because the clubs got the money, right? The clubs were gaining money out of these deals, and therefore, for me, you know what, the problem of these Bengal fans is, this. It's sad that they don't want to understand that, this is their fault, that is their fault. This is no, the club has been failing because of its own mistakes, right? And then and this is, and so that's the thing. That to me is. Um, if Reliance had stayed on, FSDL had stayed on, yeah, we would have not gotten the 275, whatever. We would have gotten less, but we would have gotten something of the sort, right? So, and I think one thing has to be said, Geo Hotstar put in a late bid with 5 crores. Why? Because I guess Reliance cares about Indian football and still said, you know what, before no one comes in, at least we'll broadcast and give you a little bit of money. So these guys are totally off from reality, but anyway, let them live there. If ISL had more viewership than Premier League, then why it got less valuation? RS, because the value of a fan, the understanding of what the Premier League fan is mostly young, well educated, has indisposable has disposable income. The Indian football fan doesn't have that, right? That is, you have to see who is your target audience, who goes. I was talking yesterday to someone. I said, listen, look at, for example, in Kolkata, who goes to matches, or even we discussed this on this channel, right? Who is going to football matches in an Indian football context? Who is watching the Indian Super League live at a venue, right? Those people are not people with money, because in the Kolkata, tickets are cheap. But for example, in a Bangalore, in a Mumbai, tickets are much costlier. So therefore, a different demographic goes through those venues. In Kerala, the people will want to pay to watch their team. So these are some small little things, some small realities. So let's see what it is. What are your thoughts on our defeat against Bangladesh in U17? Have they improved, or was just a lucky day? But 2-0 isn't lucky for sure. Pamela, one thing make a difference in future. Mehul, it's under 19. So the under 17 girls are playing under 19 SAF, SAF under 19 Women's Championship. So that's the first fact. Secondly, we've been losing to Bangladesh in at the age group and senior level on a regular basis. So losing to Bangladesh is a very normal thing. I don't know if you've been following it, but we've been losing for the last 5, 6, 7 years to Bangladesh on a regular basis in SAF competitions. So Pamela Conti, can she make a difference? Yes. Will she make a difference? We will have to wait and see. She can make a difference. Surely she can, because this is a talented lot, and Joachim Alexanderson has taken them to a certain level. The question is, what level can we go next? And that will be the real test, right, for all of this. And will be very interesting to see. Um, so therefore, for me, um, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next round, and it's yeah, it's not easy, um, but it will be interesting to see what happens in the coming days and weeks, so to say. But it's a challenge. But India would have lost 0-7 to Japan in 1919. They would lose by 12 goals now. Sad reality. Who says by 12? Again, that's my Arijit. That's the point. Are we going to lose 12-0 to Japan? You sell it as if it's a given, right? 1990, I don't even know what we lost. We lost 7-0 in 2004. Yeah, 2004 in Japan. So therefore, this 0-7 has been, is most probably has been our difference, right? On a good day, maybe we will lose by 4. On a bad day, we'll lose by 8. So unless these traditional local fans get into the middle class with time, there's no way to. RS, no. We need to attract, and Kolkata is a very good example. In Kolkata, football was the talking point of you know of the city, right? Meaning across uh, um, strata of societies. But Indian football has lost a large chunk of fans in Kolkata from the middle and upper classes in the last 10, 15 years. So these are some of the realities of things, right? And that's where we now have to work around and figure out what is happening, why is it happening, and therefore for me, it's a massive challenge for Indian football. But now with the Geo Hotstar, how much they pay for Premier League rights per season? Poor Kumar, I don't have the figure in my mind. So unless these traditional local fans get into the middle class with time, there's no way to attract the middle or upper class youth to watch domestic football. That's my point. Sorry, I was just trying to answer your question. To me, um, we need the people with money power to watch it in football. That's how and yeah, that's the point. Indian women are more sincere than their male counterparts because in ISL they are paid much higher than the ability and quality. Hitesh, also the women are paid much higher than their quality. Again, when they try and look at options in Europe, they realize, oh my God, you know what? That the women actually who are of the Indian standard actually don't even play full-time football. They have a job, they have work. So this whole thing about being overpaid is a general problem. And are they more sincere than the men? I don't know if it is the case. This is something that you are observing and which I wouldn't agree to. But again, that's it. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Indonesia have gone past India in football, but how come Bangladesh women team ranked so low? I don't know how they're ranked so low, but Bangladesh has been better than us for many years, and I don't know if Sri Lanka is better than us. I don't know where it comes from. Vietnam has been around us, has been sometimes better than us, has been worse than us. Indonesia was worse than us. They're better than us. Why would the upper class talk about Mohun Bagan instead of Manchester United? Honest, you need to get them to stadiums. You have to offer them facilities. They need to be part of that culture. They are part of what I would call European football is a cultural thing that has happened around the world, right? Or what, for example, in Europe we see in today's world, you will see it around the weekend when the Super Bowl in American football will be played, right? That's an event. So your home matches need to be events that you attract fans to come to enjoy. What to some extent in Bangalore, the West Block Blues have done. Mumbai City has done that to some extent. Go watch Kerala, the Blasters, right, with the Manjapara and all that has happened. So therefore, this is what it is. Your Manchester Uniteds, your Liverpools, your Barca's, your Real Madrid's, you're selling lifestyle. And football is entertainment, right? It is, for some of us, it is more of a sport, but for others, it's more of entertainment, and therefore that angle needs to be taken care of. That's a very, very crucial element, in my opinion, which needs to be taken care of, where we need to understand how we can attract new fan groups. So therefore, that's the thing. That's a very, very important thing. India women team is ranked 57. Can they get in top 50? What's your opinion? Videsh, at the moment, no. We were ranked a few years back in the upper 50s, right? And we've dropped because other nations are taking women's football seriously suddenly. Uh, you know, yeah, and therefore we'll have to wait and see. I don't think that again, if we, you know, I don't see it really. Um, uh, um, so therefore, for me, yeah, let's wait and see. But when this world class football coach Khalid Jamil will leave national team head coach position, I have no clue. Kumar, he's there in March, and we don't have any formal assignment. I think for the next year and a half, and then I don't know. Yeah, what the FF's plans are with the men's national team. As I say, I don't know, and therefore we'll have to wait and see. But if all these Bollywood stars, ads, marquee players, theme songs could not attract the upper class, then what would? RS, it did, no? Who says it didn't? I mean, what I saw at the when we as Mumbai City in the first season of the ISL when we were hosting in Driva Patil, it's the who is who of India and Bollywood turned up to our games, right? And we had at least 10, 12 Bollywood stars at our games, right? Um, so therefore, it does work in a sense, but you have to spend a lot of money, right? And that is something again we want Indian jugaad as it is. Na, you on one side don't want to spend the money, but on the other side want the success. There is no middle path. Na? It's like with youth development, grassroots. You have to put in. So therefore, for me, these are some of the things that we need to remember. That if you and the Messi tour to me showed it right. If Lionel Messi turns up, um, ridiculous amounts of money will be spent, right? So the superstar culture in India works, nothing else. And that is where either football needs to create superstars itself or, you know, build, build. ICT broadcasting. AKX fan code will talk to the broadcasters, uh, uh, and we'll have to wait and see. Again, Sony is the most likely of them all. And therefore, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but no update. These women's club friendlies, I don't know if they are of any use. Being foreign coach, and now I think it's too late for Indian women. Prasanjit, the second part, I totally agree. But the question is, someone made some money available to bring in Amelia Valverde at this time, and these club friendlies are better than only training in India and not playing anyone, right? I mean, playing Spartak Moscow, playing Hertha BSC Berlin. Um, these are different level teams, so to say, in my opinion, than what you would normally also face in Asia. So they're better than and a training camp in Antalya also gives you time to prepare on good pitches, decent opponents, because who else would face us? I mean, the leagues are on in other parts of the world, so none of the other national teams are available. So therefore, we've got two more matches to go, and then India will travel to Australia, and hopefully, the women's team will be successful. Hi, someone. Welcome back. Arunava, the Anand, and then the AIFF President Kalyan Chaub in his introduction. AIFF will go for election. Please, some sense when the AIFF president comes. Kumar, I can't change it. You can't change it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, wait and watch. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Did they start to do spending money on marketing after 2016 because of less viewership and attendance, or what? There was less viewership because they started spending less? RS, all of those things are somewhat interlinked or even not. I think even if the viewership remained to the level that they had in 2014, 15, 16, they would have reduced the marketing budgets because clubs were losing too much money, right? So therefore, your biggest problem was you can lose money, right? You can lose money for a certain period of time, but if you're losing a substantial amount of money every year, then at some stage you'll say to yourself, you know what, we need to reduce the losses. And that's what the clubs, franchisees decided for themselves. Some then later on decided to spend more, and therefore that's the challenge where we find ourselves now. We find ourselves in a situation where we're spending so much, but is it worth the effort, right? And marketing is always one of the first things which is going to be cut. And your thing is, even if you do now a brilliant ad campaign now around the ISL and spend crores of money on it, does anyone believe that suddenly people will flock to the stadiums and stadiums will be sold out? No, it's not going to be. Even if we have the best ever ad campaign, and, so therefore, yeah, that's the reality. Why 656 discontinued with the AIFF? AKX, they didn't renew the contract. Whatever the AIFF demanded, most probably, uh, uh, you know, um, and therefore, why they discontinued is a good question to ask them. What do you think about Inter owner and president? They seem very serious about the club. I hope Ketsun gets the opportunities of someone, Pritijit and the other people behind, Mr. Dugar and co. Yeah, they've done. And so therefore for me, mm, I hope that they can grow to a certain stature. I mean, they've done certain things in the last few years, and they've grown. And the question now is, can they grow further? And this is now very interesting. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they uh, um, you know. And to me, Intakashi have done a lot of things right, have fought for what they thought is right. And, so therefore for me, Intakashi being successful is important for Indian football. So will there be a chance of match fixing happening because Paisar will reduce the season happen in Delhi League? Oh, Devomit, I doubt, because there are procedures and processes in place at the All India Football Federation level, at ISL level, or were in ISL level. Let's see if So again, yes, the salaries will be less, but the salaries even for Indian standards still of an ISL player, um, I don't see that being a problem. Delhi League, Kolkata League, even other Goa League, whatever allegations and of these have happened, is because the salaries of the players are sometimes in hundreds, right? And we're still talking about lakhs and crores that the players are earning despite of salary reductions. If a miracle happens, suppose India beat Vietnam and draw Taipei and win quarterfinal, will you cry the same way you did against Sun? Yeah, Prasanjit. But again, you are talking about one, two, three, four upsets, right? My concern is a different one. I am going with no expectations into the tournament. My hope is not to be thrashed by Japan. My biggest fear is that Japan will literally take us apart, and we'll have a Urawa Red Diamonds versus Odisha FC moment, and they score 17, 18, 20 goals against us. Because that is the difference that we have. We have a 12 to 15 goal difference with Japan. Right? In the women's game, the difference, the gulf in standard is much, much bigger than in the men's game. That is my biggest fear, that I have, that our team goes into this competition and yeah, has no chance against Japan. How many matches will be there next season? I said, no, I have no idea. Guys, some of you bother about next year, what happens in 3 years, in 5 years, there's that. Listen, at the moment, it's about now, this season. Nothing else is on the table and being discussed. You know, uh, uh, um, you know. So um, focus on the now. Forget what happens next season or next year. But football is not an American, Canadian, or Cuban or Chinese culture. Still, progress is happening. Why is India falling behind? Arijit, is it a cultural thing that football has to be in the culture of a country to be successful? And we have football culture in India in certain pockets. So to say that India has no football culture, in my opinion, would be totally wrong, right? We don't have it to the level that we need it. Let's put it this way. but we have football culture in India. To say we don't have football culture in India, I think would be, in my opinion, totally wrong. If you're asking me that way, football will not grow in India if nobody will spend money. But if you spend money in football, you will lose your money. Very difficult situation, potential versus balance sheet. Yeah, RS sums it up. Is Real really known as Brazil of Pakistan? Why doesn't it show in tournament then? I don't know what you're talking about. What is Liari? I have no idea. Someone says as answer to Origin, India does have millions of football fans, but they watch European football due to the mismanagement in AIFF. They don't want to think or watch anything about Indian football. Someone, again, I explained it a little earlier. I don't know if you were already there, that I think there are still more fans of Indian football than there is of European football. The European football fan is more visible, right? The Indian football fan exists, and but therefore, I don't know what is it, you know, and yeah, so therefore, let's see. Do you have the squad list of all the teams that are going to play in this season, in ISL this season? No, Pranjal, because some of the teams have still not announced their full squads. So some of the, there are some players who have been released by clubs, so they are free agents. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Any update about the relegation this season and upcoming seasons? No, not in the AIFF needs to go. The AIFF could decide it by themselves, you know, and so therefore, so um, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, someone says kill now. Unless we achieve major international success, football will never popular among common people. Are we, international success is a nice thing, as an easy, code word to say, oh, you know what, international success, and then people will follow this, that, everything. Yeah, nice, nice. We've had international success over the years. I think we should not forget that. For example, when we won the three tournaments in 2023, and there was a lot of social media hype and all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of social media hype, but did even one sponsor come forward at the time? No, it didn't, right? So therefore, hype and reality are two things which sometimes really don't go hand in hand. Doesn't Indian army have soccer teams? See football in Syria, Myanmar, driven by the armed forces. Al Jaish of Syria was one of army people in the beat East Bengal. What is it the Indian army has? The Indian army organizes Durand Cup. Army Red plays in Kolkata. Border Security Force have their teams, and so therefore for me, to me it is, yeah, but other countries, other things. Another no response come from sports ministry till now relegation. No, no, there is no. It's not a sports ministry thing, right? Sports ministry. What will they say? Outside of pockets like Kerala, Kolkata, Northeast, nobody cares about ISF. For any sport to sustain India, it needs support from Hindi belt and tier one cities. Honest to just say that it is Kerala, Kolkata and Northeast would be also unfair, because there are pockets. Punjab has places. You know. Um, Goa, you shouldn't forget. Bangalore does a lot of football. Hindi belt, yes, but Hindi belt, I think the UP trial is going to be Interkashi. So therefore, that's the reality of things, and we have to wait and see. Yeah, where it is, right? So therefore, um, so we'll see what happens to that. খেলা হবে প্রকল্প খেলাশ্রী প্রকল্প the manager is not producing women or youth soccer players. Why? Origin. I have no clue, honestly. Why they're not producing? Why should they produce? What do they do? What is the inputs? You know. Um, yeah. Good. All right. 55 minutes nearly on this live on this 3rd of February, on the Tuesday this week. Like, share, and subscribe. 15 likes so far. Thank you very much. And pass it on for other people to join in our Indian football confirmations. And we are at 3,737. Thank you for the new person for joining in. And watch the short videos. I did a little longer explainer video in regard to fan code taking over the rights of the Indian Super League. Did something over the weekend on Chennai FC's transfers. Did an interview with Abhik Chatterjee, the CEO of Kerala Blasters, already over 700 views. Thank you for that. And keep up those things. Someone has an answer to RS says the states you mentioned a total population of around 250 million. I don't think less fans is a problem. Yeah, I think that the fans thing is they have to watch and they have to go to stadiums. If you would say, how many fans you have, I think Indian football doesn't have a small number of fans. I think that is not what is holding us back. So therefore, you know, for me, you know, that's not a small number. Another Mansukh Mandavia just rubbed off his hands after ISL clubs and nodding heads like sheeps without asking question when and what and how. Okay, Kumar. Is all clubs confirm home ground? No. Narendra, there are still questions in regard to Mumbai. There are still questions in regard to Chennai. I don't know if Odisha has been sorted. So therefore, those questions need to be still sorted. And of course, elections, right? So therefore, even if you make a schedule, the elections have not been announced. Even the IPL has not announced the schedule. I can say for Punjab, at least that 99% of people here don't even know that a team called Punjab FC exists. Yeah, RS, on one side, you can blame it on the club. On the other side, if you are a football fan and you don't know that you have a team in your state, then it is also on you. I think, you know, so therefore, you know, it is always on the clubs, on the institutions to do something, right? It is also you as a fan, your duty to try, so therefore, let's wait and see. Yeah, it's also on the club, of course. Hey, Mayank, do you see Raul Mehra's tweet? He seems to be in delusion that ISL is more worth. On the other side, KPS Studios' inclusion seems a bit shady as they're friends with Chaudhuri. Mayank, again, if I look at my options at Sportsworks at 9.5 crores, and you had someone who's offering you at 5.22, I will have to take the 5.22 because I am getting 8.6. Otherwise, I'm actually losing money. So therefore, these are realities. And Rahul Mehra is the reason why we are in this mess. Rahul Mehra, Ranjit Bajaj, these guys have put us in this mess. They are under the pretense of saving Indian football, Indian sports. These people have done more harm than help, and they don't even realize that this is the worst thing of all. And yeah. Do you know what is format for I League 2 and 3? No. Narendra, I League 3, I League 2 are supposed to be merged into one, and then I guess you will do, I don't know, X number of groups of teams, and then they will have something of a final round. I don't know what will happen. Liari town in Karachi made popular in film Durandar. It is known as Brazil of Pakistan. That's why I asked the question. Arijit, I've never heard it, so I can't answer you that. I just hope they stream ISL in Europe like FSL used to do with One Football, but then again, it's KPS Studio. Mayank, it is not on KPS Studio or on FanCode. I think it is a question of the AIFF or and the clubs ensuring that there is a global broadcast. I hope, again, I don't know, One Football would be great. I have doubts, but worst case, even put it on FIFA Plus, put it on worst case, even on YouTube, right? I wouldn't have a problem with Indian geo blocking. I think that we need to have international broadcasts of the Indian Super League, but again, I don't know how it will work. Now, do you think ISL clubs should put more effort to get increased fans? Kumar, at the moment, normally I would say yes, but given the realities of things at this moment in time of the league fighting for survival, I think the clubs are trying to survive. So it is. You know what? The so-called Indian football fans who are all, there's that, everything. A lot of fans are saying, oh, there's that, needs to happen, whatever, blah, blah. Whoever is living in a city which has an ISL team, even an I League team, I League 2 team, go and watch matches. Your gyan is not needed at the moment. Honestly, guys, go and watch matches, even if it takes you time, it takes you money, it takes you effort. Show your commitment to Indian football, right? It is now is not the time for telling people, oh, this, that, whatever, blah, blah. Now is the time to go and watch matches, right? People around the world do that. I've realized over the last few years that the Indian football fans are the most moaning. They will find 50,000 reasons of why they're not going to go to a match, watch a match, this, that. But yeah, you know what? I'm a big football fan, right? So yeah, that's the thing, right? Indian women have three players playing in foreign leagues: Avika Singh in Denmark, Manisha Kalyan Peru, and Kajal D'Souza in Saudi Arabia. They think that more women should play in foreign leagues. Yeah, Hitesh, we don't have a proper league. At the moment, our league is being held in two phases of 3 weeks each. So therefore, every woman footballer or any footballer, even forget the women footballers, men's footballers as well, anyone who goes abroad, yes, should go abroad, tries his or her luck abroad. Of course, 100%. Because that is what we need. Because within India, the level of development is there is a block, there is a ceiling. I said clubs don't do enough marketing, I guess. Yeah, someone, but who's going to pay for it? Am I going to spend money on marketing? Um, who's going to pay for the marketing? No. Can't AIFF be handed over to armed forces? I don't know, Arijit, why you're putting this armed forces thing. What have the armed forces done? I have organized the Duran Cup twice in my life with the armed forces. Again, as bad as the AIFF is, I would not hand it over to the armed forces. Sorry. That's not, I don't know what your logic behind this is. Makes no sense. Any idea what will happen to Reliance Youth League and Young Champs? Will they continue? Guess, Mayank, it's independent. Those things are happening. The Reliance Foundation, Youth Leagues, the Reliance Foundation, Young Champs, Reliance Foundation, Development League, all of that stuff will continue because it's CSR. It's not FSDL. So yes, that will continue at least for the moment. One of the VPN can be used if they do not put international broadcast. Kumar, theoretically. As Avik said, it is about survival at the end of the day. It's a miracle that we have broken deadlock some way possible. Yeah, Simon, I said that to me. I was positively surprised. Yeah, I was positively surprised yesterday that we had a certain level of interest and that we have a broadcaster now, that we have a league happening. I don't know how and when things will happen, but I hope that things will sort itself out. It's very complex and complicated, I think, and I know and I feel it. But we've come a long way, right? So let's see. Saurabh says ISL is finally happening this year, but what is the plan for the long term? Saurabh, I've said this multiple times over the last few days. Don't think about the long term. Forget the long term at the moment. At the moment, think about the next 3 4 months. Let this league happen properly. Let it survive. There are still a lot of loopholes, pitfalls, problems arising, venues, elections, this, that, everything, which could derail the ISL. I mean, I spoke to a couple of people who work in cricket. Even cricket has problems with the scheduling because of the elections in Bengal, in Assam, in Tamil Nadu, and in Kerala. So therefore, and again, we are more affected because Assam and Kerala are normally not IPL venues, right? But in football, you have Northeast United, you have the Kerala Blasters, and forget that, right? You've got even I-League teams and all that stuff, and then especially Bengal, right? Huge issue. True, sir. That's the first thing which defines a fan from a casual watcher. Exactly. It's not even casual watcher. It's a casual social media person, right? So to me, everyone who watches this, your core duty in the next 3 months is support the ISL, support the I League, support I League 2, support Indian football. This, I know this, yeah, that's my call to you all. We all need to support Indian football. ISL is finally happening this year, but is this a proper planning for long term? Will Reliance show interest to continue AFF? Sort of, as I said, I don't care what is going to happen in the future. At the moment, it is about survival of the ISL. All these questions make no sense at the moment. I don't know, guys, if you want to understand it or not. If things don't go well in the next 3.5 months, if, for example, a very key position will be the league commissioner, the AIFF and the clubs have to be right in choosing the right person to put in as the league commissioner. Otherwise, this is the end, right? We this could be the end, right? People don't understand, and yeah. Do you think since Reliance is not associated with the league governance, should they own an ISL club? No, someone. Again, why would someone own a club now given the scenario? Another, do you think the quality on the pitch and player pool will increase the ISL viewership? No. No. Quality on the pitch was good. Again, guys, as someone who watches regularly European football, over the years, the quality of the ISL was not bad. Even the broadcast was not bad. It is a perception thing that, again, watch live matches of the Premier League, of the Bundesliga, of La Liga. Not every match is good. Even top matches sometimes can be boring. My favorite example is Arsenal versus Liverpool a few weeks ago. I was sleeping most of the match because they had nothing to do with football. They were just pushing the ball around. So therefore, there will be even more exciting matches in the ISL. We've had some crazy encounters between Mumbai City and Mohun Bagan over the years, where I would say, you know what, the quality was actually good. Talent pool is not growing. Talent pool is going to get less. Because where are the better quality players coming through? You know, when I was in Delhi, I used to watch Delhi Dynamo's matches in Jalen. You could barely see anything, especially with fog when fan experiences. So would you sit in cold stadium in winters? Yes, RS. I did that. I last year, around this time, late Jan, watched Punjab FC versus Jamshedpur FC with, I think, what, 1,500, 2,000 people in the stadium? Yes. That is commitment. Listen, the bad weather, cold and all. Listen, people watch matches in Europe at minus 10, 15. How many people were there and wanted to go to Bodo Glimt versus Manchester City at minus 15? Right? These, again, if you are going to give me reasons why you cannot support a club, I have enough examples. My favorite example, I've said this example a lot of times. A friend of mine, a German friend of mine, who has never missed up to COVID, I think over an 18 or 19-year period, he didn't miss any matches of the first team of Bayern Munich. His work schedule was built around that. He was um, he traveled with us to Kolkata with the Bayern Munich B team to play in the IFA Shield. He watched us play on a Friday. On Saturday, he was in Stuttgart to watch the Bayern Munich first team, and on Sunday, he was there again in Kolkata to watch them in the IFA Shield final. So your commitment as a fan to your football team, and this is what football culture around the world is. Don't give me a reason why you cannot watch a match. Find a reason to watch with all problems. Oh, transport, travel, this, that. Listen, a lot of people have that. People concerned about the huge hit on the broadcast budget. Look where we were and how Fancode were brought on board, man. Simon, this is the thing, right? Fancode is taking a punt on Indian football. They are even offering us money, so therefore, take it. Take it. And now it is your duty, my duty, our duty to ensure that this is something successful for Fancode so that Fancode is happy and says, you know what, I want to do, that's the thing. Does Pakistan have a league? Does the national team and clubs take part in AFC? Why Iran is ahead of Afghanistan and Pakistan, although all are over the same automatic oppressive regimes? Or is it Pakistan doesn't have a league? Afghanistan clubs, do they take part? I think they took part in the Challenge League last time around. And why is Iran ahead? I don't know. Oppressive regimes and blah, blah. Is that logic about regimes? Listen, North Korea's women's juniors, under 17, under 20s, are FIFA world champions. So your oppressive regime logic doesn't play anything. So the quality of your football doesn't depend on democratic outcome or democracy of a country. Long term can even exist in a short term post me. And so Simon, this is my whole point, and this is what I, so therefore, yeah, what to say? I mean, you understand it. That's good. At least some people seem to understand where we stand, where we are, because this is a huge question, in my opinion, that needs to be answered. Where do we stand? Where are we? Where are we from a perspective of our football. Arunava, till now, league commissioner has not decided. Yes, Kumar, I know. Kalyan Chome is on the exit, so take all of that big talk as a pinch of salt. Exactly, Simon. Even I-League matches are really interesting if you watch. Yeah, someone they can be interesting. So therefore, for me, it is not about always about quality. Of course, the broadcasting, the pitch looks better, this looks better, all of that stuff. The quality of players is better, but this is Indian football, right? And if you don't support it now, don't shout afterwards when there is no Indian football. This is what I would tell Indian football fans: go and support Indian football. Yeah, that's the thing. What, according to you, is more shocking? Greece, Euro 2004, uh, Leicester City win. Acha. Which was a bigger surprise? Leicester City winning the Premier League, Greece, Euro. Oh, it's between Greece and Leicester City because Cape Verde and Curacao qualifying for the World Cup, or even add Jordan or even Uzbekistan to it. Listen, it's a 48 team World Cup, so therefore you have bigger chances. To me, it is Leicester City most probably. If you ask me, Leicester City winning the Premier League, yeah, was the toughest of them all. Of course, Man City and the others had a bad year, but that would be the biggest surprise of them all, if you ask me, from that standpoint. We want to host Olympic Games where the athletes in which sports we will win medals, misplaced priority. Yeah, we 100%. I mean, you know what I would do? If I was the government of India, I would say, you know what? Let's look at 2048, right? In 2047, India will celebrate 100th year of independence. Let's concentrate on 2048 and let's have a 20-year development plan for sports. That's how I would address it. That would be my logic, you know. And let's see. Another, what is Kalyan Chaube talk? Kalyan Chaube is, this all, that, oh, we will bring 500 crores. Shaji said that. And Ranjit said, oh, you know what? They undervalued the media rights and all of that. The big talk by these guys. And yeah, and uh, sadly, that's where we are. Are we headed to the Asian Cup without a jersey sponsor? Simon, at the moment, it could be. At the moment, it looks like it could happen, yes. What happened to National Center of Excellence? Honest, it's operational in Kolkata. Two grounds, one artificial, one natural. They could expand it further if there was more money, but the AIFF doesn't have it. But yeah, the first phase paid by with money from FIFA Forward 2.0 program has enabled that. I mean, it's the least of my worries, but that doesn't paint a pretty damn picture of the whole thing. Yeah, Simon, the problem is that the Indian football fan, cannot jolly around and take credit for things, and with all the problems around that he or she, doesn't want to take, right? People are justifying things, and there is promotion of things which are a problem rather than raising the issues and the problems. And that to me is my biggest concern. How do we get in this real world, talk about the things, raise the issues which are important, and yeah, let's wait and see where we go. And it was a concern, it is a concern, and it's not getting less. In my opinion, the concern was there, is there, and therefore, yeah, I hope at some stage we realize where we stand at this moment in time. So therefore, the next 3 months will decide the future of the Indian Super League. And again, as Kumar rightly said, league commissioner is still not there. It's a very important position. Um, but we now have a broadcaster, and yeah. No, that's not talk. That is crap. Okay, Kumar. Coca-Cola sponsoring Indian women football team for 3 years. What's your take? Hitesh, they're not only doing the under-17s, and that's a CSR program of Coca-Cola as part of the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. It would not have happened if the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour didn't come to India, right? Yeah. And therefore, yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like Ranjit Bajaj is fooling non-follower of Indian football. He's even following followers of Indian football. Sorry to say, right? And people fall for it. It's yeah, social media campaign brilliant, but it's not helping Indian football, right? He's raising money, he's doing stuff, but hey, are you really helping Indian football? I don't think so. Right, 1 hour, 15 minutes of this live on this Tuesday evening, talking about Indian football and more. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe. 17 likes so far. Thank you very much. And we stand at 3,737. Thank you for the one new subscriber to the channel. And watch the short videos. I did something on fan code to try to explain uh, uh, um, you know how the deal could will hopefully work, and did other things as well. And yeah, trying to do a couple of interviews in the next 2 3 days, so do follow them as well. Exactly, yeah. Only if ISL clubs can do marketing management. Yeah, somehow that's actually a point. It's not given us a quality football performance. I see. That is my problem with that, right? If you were doing the right thing, you know, um, and then I'm willing to forgive even, right? But if you, and my question simply to all academies again, there is a certain blame that the ISL clubs, the I League, and all these other clubs need to take. But the biggest blame lies with the grassroots and youth system in India. You produce the players. These guys have to do a polishing of the end product, right? You are not producing good enough footballers. Age fraud is a big problem. And when by age fraud, we're not even talking about 6 months, a year, or 2 years. Some of the boys are 5 7 years older. So you think you've signed a 20 21 year old and you can mold the player, and the boy is what, 27, 28, 29? And so therefore, success at youth level is nice to have, but we need to work towards getting the best players for the senior level. Otherwise, it will not work. And my reality is also, if I look at players, we are not producing Sunil Chetri, uh, uh, you know, um, and Baichung Bhutia, or even an I am Vision. I don't see that, right? So that's a problem. Your take on the whole Benzema Ronaldo saga in the Saudi League? It's a it's a crazy one, right? I mean, Benzema is not happy with the offer from Al Ittihad, and he wants to leave, right? And he's looking at sorry, um, and the Benzema and Ronaldo story to me is an insane one, right? So on one side you have um, Ronaldo saying, "Hey, Al Nassr, you guys are not pushing to win this, that, everything." And on the other side, Benzema unhappy with potential offer, and then suddenly pushes off to Al Hilal, and Al Hilal suddenly get this a striker of the quality of a Karim Benzema, even though he's 38. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to think what's happening in the Saudi League, and even then they've signed some young players as well coming in. I don't know, Kolon Kante is supposed to go now to Fenerbahce, but that deal didn't come through because the documentation uh, uh, you know, so therefore, yeah, that's it. Another ISL club should learn marketing narrative manipulation from results. Yeah. Do you agree with FIFA Peace Prize? What's the controversy? German boycott, loading, or publicity sent? FIFA Peace Prize doesn't make sense. It was given to Donald Trump to keep him happy. I think that's the whole thing. And in Germany, the boycott discussion is not a publicity stint. Uh, you know, and yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But it's crazy to think that a World Cup is going to happen in the United States this summer. Why would Ronaldo leave, man? He's getting paid 200 million a year. He's being treated like a king in Saudi, personal chefs, drivers, and many more. Someone, I think his ambitions. Um, he's been there at Al Nasser for 3 years and has won nothing. Right? I think this is the worst phase of Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, even at United, um, at Real Madrid, at Juve, he was winning stuff, right? So, and the fans at Al Nassr are getting critical of Cristiano Ronaldo, which is an interesting thing. Fans being critical, So therefore, yeah, it's an interesting scenario which is evolving, um, and let's wait and see. But Al Hilal, I mean, I remember watching Al Hilal against Mumbai City, and then also watching Al Nassr against FC Goa. Yeah, I would rate Al Hilal higher than Al Nassr on that front. Dortmund climbing back up to Bayern. I mean, they are still on cloud nine with the title in sight. Simon, 6 points. Yeah, you would think normally, okay, but yeah, if you've seen how Dortmund has been winning lately, then more luck than anything. Hey Akash, I guess I'm late, very late. No, you're fine. I mean, even though, yeah, 1 hour, 20 minutes, you're late, but then, you can like, you can share, as always. And I know that you have subscribed, so therefore, and spread the word. But welcome again. Why couldn't FIFA award it to Drogba? He did stop a silver, right? I don't think Drogba stopped a silver. I don't know where you got that from. And this whole FIFA award has other reasons. What's happening, Sadhvik? Akash, there are players who are unhappy with, even though they're getting tons of money, unhappy with the amount of money they're getting, and then they're changing clubs, and that's been interesting. As in Karim Benzema left Al Ittihad and joined Al Hilal, the champions, and N'Golo Kante is also leaving the club and moving towards Fenerbahce in the Turkish league. By Kumar, why Germans thinking about boycotting World Cup? Political situation in America, right? The German Federation at the moment is saying no, but I think that there is enough public pressure building at the moment on this matter, and let's wait and see what happens in the coming weeks. But again, this is it's not a Germany only thing. I think it would be if the bigs, so therefore, very interesting to see what happens on that front. India lacks a quality striker. For Brian Williams can temporarily solve it, though he can play in both flanks as winger. Hitesh, I don't see Ryan being your central striker. I rather see Ryan, as you say, on the wings or maybe even as a playmaker. But we'll have to see. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ryan Williams play. So let's see if and when on the 31st, or if there is a friendly before that, he gets to play for India. But really looking forward, Ryan Williams in an India shirt. Is there a player you like really hated or disliked because of personality or any reason? I really don't like Ronaldo. What a narcissist. RS, yeah, there've been always players I've not liked over the years. You've mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I've got a lot of respect for his work ethics and all, but there are antiques. Um, you know, the whole bunch at Real Madrid at the moment, Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, and all that lot. There's been a past I never liked Diego Maradona, to be very honest. Let's wait and see what happens. This all happened as they wanted to offload Marcos Leonardo to Porto. They lined Benzema up as the replacement, owing to the whole contract situation, but the deal failed last minute and Benzema ended up. Yeah, yeah. Joining Al Hilal with Leonardo as well. Yeah, it's crazy to think, right? National team match in Ranchi is a great decision to spread football. Akash not decided, because the Ranchi stadium needs to be cleared by the AFC to host, and let's wait and see. I don't know if Ranchi is really a venue to host such a high-profile game, even though we're already out of the qualifiers. So spreading is a nice idea, but at the moment it's not about spreading. It's you know we need also the pictures and the photos of a full stadium and all this stuff. I don't know if Ranchi can ensure that. Are you thinking of going to US and watch World Cup? Utsav, no, at the moment not. If you ask me honestly, that's not a thought I have. Out of the foreign profiles signed in the ISL, which lot stands out, or is it too early to judge? Simon, to me, too early. There are some interesting signings. Chennai has done some interesting signings. Um, the Blasters have some interesting signings as well, in Takashi as well. So let's wait and see how it pans out. Any update about A League or IFL, whatever? Nothing. Akash, I think at the moment, I think the AIFF wants first to get the ISL out of the way, and then they will think about the I League. And again, ISL, big headache is gone because there is now at least a streaming partner for the league. Let's see if Fancourt can get a broadcast on board. And I League, again, I League has its own set of problems. Again, today, the good news that Chanmari FC and Aizawl FC have agreed to play. So let's see. If not, it's not because of high ticket prices. I mean, even Europeans were complaining about high ticket price. It's not about Utsav. It's for me. It's not about ticket pricing. For me, it's about the whole security aspect in the US. If I've looked at the match, I was thinking maybe if I go maybe to Toronto to maybe watch Germany Ivory Coast and to get a feel of the World Cup, but otherwise not. Trump says otherwise. Yeah. What do you think about Indian Pickleball League? RS, it's an interesting concept. I would love to have watched it. Sadly, this weekend will be the final, so I won't be able to watch it. I knew that it was on. Friends of mine are organizing it, or ex-colleagues as well. So yeah. So let's see. Intakashi has signed a 25 Lithuanian national team striker. Someone, yes, Lithuanian, but he's not a current team player, if I see it right. Who's favorite to win FIFA World Cup? Spain or Portugal can win this time? I don't see Portugal. Spain to me is my top favorite, surely, and France would be next. What about Putin organizing alternate football World Cup? Was rooting for Chetri also can India five thick big shot boycott World Cup like 1950? Arjit, the teams who would boycott if there is a boycott of the FIFA World Cup in the US, none of the nations will play in a Putin World Cup, and that Putin World Cup thing is a rumor. You guys believe things that anyone puts out there onto social media. This has just been a rumor by someone put out. It's not even meant. It actually turned out as satire, right? Petkevicius, yes, Petkevicius. He didn't start for Lithuania. He was in squad for World Cup qualifiers. Exactly, someone. Maybe you can make a video on each asset club's squad like last time. Akash, I had a plan about that, but let me see if I have enough info because you know what my problem this season is? I can put it together, but I can't give you an estimation of where the clubs stand, right? For me, it's like, oh, saying team A, these are the squad. Oh, you know what? This is what I would have normally thought. I don't know where the clubs stand. If you I find it interesting that people are saying, oh, you know what, they've built this kind of a squad. Oh, you know what, they are going to be you know they will do this, they will do that. I don't, I'm not agreeing to that point because my point is at the moment looking at the Indian Super League, and looking at the teams and the situation that we find ourselves in, um, we are uh, don't know how to, normally I would say Mohun Bagan Super Giant, top favorites, defending champions, this, that. Look at the squad, kept most of the players, strengthened, brought Mehta in, brought Abhishek in, great, brilliant. Can I say that? I don't know. They've got Lobera in there. Where do Mohun Bagan stand? I don't know. East Bengal could be the challenger, but is East Bengal found really two strikers to push them? Chennai look good on paper. Kerala Blasters are taking a punt on their players. Interkashi look good on paper. So again, I don't really know if I can do it or not. Who's funding this random leagues? Investors, different kinds of investors. Pakistan beat India in football. Would it be a huge upset if Bhutan, Maldives win against India and SAF? Yes, Origin. All of these wins would be. So just curious, how much would it cost to watch a Bayern match from a stadium? I mean, a decent seat where you can see full pitch clearly. So, Utsav, in Germany at least, you can watch the stadium from every seat, higher or lower. Cheapest tickets are around 20, yeah, 18 to 20 euros. And if you want a little better seat, you'll have to pay 45, 50. Dara, what happened to La Liga World Meet Tournament, Girona versus Blasters, remembered? Akash was a one-off. That was a one-off with Melbourne City, Girona playing the Blasters. Okay, leave it, but make a video about downfall of Chennai FC. The case will interest you. What are they doing wrong? What is the downfall, Akash? Again, to me, the question is downfall. If you look at this season, I think Chennai FC is one of the teams who've done a lot of things right compared to the others. So if you ask me, they have now, if you had asked me 3, 4 weeks ago, I would have said, Chennai looked to me a team that is most probably going to fight relegation. And now, Chennai, with the 5 foreigners that they have, at least now on paper, look a decent team. So therefore, um, yeah. But if you think about how good they were, um, it's very difficult to make that judgment. I just want to get how much it would cost compared to Cricket World Cup happening here. 20 euros are what? Uh, 2,000 euros. There's 2,000 rupees. Let's say 2,500 rupees are the cheapest tickets. How's Chan Uzun of Frankfurt doing now? He had a brilliant start to the season. Has been injured on and off. Um, Sadly, again, as a whole, Eintracht Frankfurt. I mean, they've been conceding goals. The new coach, Albert Rera, is now there. Let's see what he can do with the team. So 50 euros is really damn cheap, even if you consider PPP. I thought it's 15, 20K. Okay. Hey Rakesh, Ranjit Bajaj, Rahul Mehra said we can bring 500 crore investors. Now they suddenly blames F. What is the logic of this? What are these guys doing? Rakesh, these guys are at fault of why we are where we are, right? That is the problem, no? This is all distraction at the end of the day, no? They have brought us into this terrible situation, you know. Um, so the reality is, you know, so that's the reality. These guys said, no, oh, we're big, we're doing this, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. What is the reason for downfall of Bulgarian football? Risto Stoichkov, Georgi Asparov, of Ivanov, Emil Kostadinov, Krasimir Balakov. Nitesh, good question. I saw that when I was with Renedy in CSK Sofia 2015, their infrastructure was non-existent. I think the infrastructure in Bulgaria in those days would have been worse than in India, right? And that I think is one thing. The quality of coaching and other things, yeah. So let's see. Frankfurt, they have Koch, Theat, a centre back, yet they leak in so many goals. What's top Miller issue? I don't think so, Sam. I think Robin Koch, um, nowhere near his best. Theat also, to me, not convincing. More too much of a problem. And then on top of that, the goalkeeper is a problem, right? So yeah. This Ranjivel paid with his pocket money for poor family football, 12K. Smith, nice, but he's destroyed Indian football. So don't come me with these lollipops. Oh, you know what? I'm doing something good. He's just distracting today. Ranjit Bajaj has killed the Indian Super League, Indian football. So don't come me with this rubbish. Chennai FC was so damn good in the first few seasons. Gosh, yeah. I mean, they had, if one of the most stylish players that I've seen in the Indian Super League, Elano, right? I loved Elano Bloomer, lovely guy, interacted with him also. Yeah. Seems like Cetra and Kawa Santos both have been struggling. Simon, Kawa Santos is the problem. I mean, they sent their long-term number one away and said Kawa Santos is going to be our new number one. And that guy is, how many has he leaked now? 36 and 12 or something? I mean, he's an average of 3, right? Yes, if I'm watching the content, yeah, again, yeah, blah, blah. Have to accept Bajaj knows how to do PR. Yeah, Akash, he's done, no? And this is my problem. You have destroyed Indian club football at the top, or have tried to destroy it, and it's still alive. I give credit to everyone who's stuck with it. And on the other side, you're saying, oh, sympathy, I'm helping this and that, everything. And then again, destroy Indian football, but hey, I'm doing great. And you're not doing anything. Right? So welcome to that world. People giving them space themselves a stigma to the and Simon, that's the problem. I think we need to call out every Indian football fan, everyone who's giving space and saying, oh, you know what, great, great, great. No, you're not. You yourself are a problem as a football fan if you believe all of this. Because then you have not done your homework. You believe in wrong things. Dada, please update if you got any info about international stream of Iceland. And surely, Akash, I will. But again, I think we'll have to wait. The first question for the AIFF will be to sort out the broadcaster, right? At India level, that is going to be the biggest question for the AIFF to sort out. And that's going to be I-League if AIFF. I think it will be on YouTube and everything else. So do you like Kalyan Chaub and Khalid? Smith, it is not so easy of saying a liking or not. I know these guys for too long. I know both of them. Khalid I know longer for 26 years. Kalyan I know for 23, 24 years. So therefore, it's not a yes or a no answer. Rahul Mehra don't know about football. Every time he was IPL, he don't know the difference between football and cricket. Rakesh, the problem is that everyone comparing cricket and bringing in cricket numbers into the conversation shows you that they're illiterate in regard to football. You're spot on. The problem is that football cannot be compared to cricket. Cricket is a different sphere. This is what I need to accept. If I want to or not, I need to accept that Indian cricket lives in a different world. You know, so therefore, yeah, they're the issues of our times that people and looking at the numbers in cricket, saying, "Oh, you know what? That needs to be replicated in all other sports." That's why I, at the start of the show, you know, uh, I read out a tweet that I had retweeted. Uh, so you know, the annual IPL television rights are valued at 1.6 billion US dollars, roughly 14,669 crores at the current exchange rate. The annual rights for the Premier Indian League in brackets (ISL) of the world's most popular sport just went for around 2.5 crores, excluding production costs. In effect, an IPL is worth over 5,500 ISLs. If India is to take itself seriously as a sports nation, this bizarre screwed ratio has to come down. And Joy Bhattacharya, you know, who used to be with, um, Kolkata Knight Riders, originally when the IPL started. Um, so therefore, then, you know, also did work for the Under 17 World Cup, and then, you know, Prime Volleyball League. You know, you've been one of the key guys behind it. That shows you, right? These people don't know what they're talking about. So with just 11 days left, how the venue is still not finalized. Utsav, the venues are in a state, the venues are not in the hands of the clubs, right? The problem is that the venues are owned, operated, right? You know, um, so therefore for me, the problem, again, that's why Chennai and FC matches have been planned from March, mid-March onward. And yeah, those are realities. Is Rahul Mehra a genuine person? Avi, I don't know if he's a genuine person or not, but his actions in the Supreme Court of India have been against the interest of Indian football. So therefore, you know, that's the reality, right? Utsav says, Rakesh, bro, check how people react when they have to pay 15 rupees to watch national team matches. Utsav, that's one of our biggest problems. I said today earlier, no? that Indian football fans today now have to decide for themselves, right? Have to come forward and have to support. And what to say? The less I say, the better, right? Ranjit Bajaj, Minerva, has it been a blessing, pain for Indian football? It's a disaster for Indian football. The guy and what he does, and Rakesh says is right, expose this Ranjit Rahul Mehra fraud. Still some fans thinking they're godfathers of Indian football. Yeah, they have with their cases have destroyed Indian football. They have brought us into this mess, right? And therefore they need to be called out every day. Every day these people should be called out for what they've harmed, so to say, right? Because again, I love this point. Oh, you know, ex sports person needs to be heading a federation and this and that. Okay, wow. Have you seen Kalyan Chaube acting, sitting in there? um so no, right? So this is, you know, this is the reality of things. But there are people who think they know and understand things and have no bloody clue. So therefore don't comment if you don't know. One piece of advice: you don't need to be part of a conversation if you don't have enough information just to be part of a conversation. And this is the problem of social media, that you think you know and understand. Again, just a following. And I'm Smith, I'm not negatively, and you know, be respectful to me, because you don't know me, right? You think you know something because you watch some things on social media. You have no bloody clue what you're talking about. So just either shut up, I say this, use this for once, or do something else. But don't try and talk about these people who have harmed Indian football, because we are trying to have honest conversations on this platform. This is the only platform where you will have real, honest conversations on Indian football. There is nowhere else on the internet or in the world. So either you accept that and be part of the conversation that we talk about. Or if you want to promote those guys, go somewhere else and watch whatever other content other people are creating. You don't need to be here. Thank you very much. What was quality margin in Portugal and Iceland teams who took part in Euro Cup? India competed well with them. What happened suddenly? Arijit, 80s. I didn't watch those matches, so therefore I cannot tell you what the quality was. right? We're talking about the 80s. Did they bring their best teams? Did not bring best teams? Whatever. Who played? What played? Again, what is the reason that Luis Diaz, um, Nicholas Best, and Andre Ilic are so much underperformed to the expectations? Luis Diaz? Luis Diaz is one of the best players in the Bundesliga. Where is he underperforming? I don't know how you, Hitesh, how you come to that conclusion. He's one of the best signings that Bayern have made in the last few years. I don't know where you come to that conclusion. So they got to move camera and equipment. They're going to finance the venue on 13th night. Utsav, no. See, your problem is that if the venue is not ready, you can tell, okay, on the 16th of Feb, you're playing a match. The ground doesn't have grass. You can't play on that day, no? That's why I said 2 weeks ago, scheduling is not fixed. Scheduling will be flexible. That's why I jokingly said in a number of shows when certain Blue was in our shows that Blue keep a track of changes to the schedule. The schedule is not final. That was a tentative schedule shared to potential bidders of media rights. Right. Therefore, that's a reality. So therefore, this is not final. You are saying that these are final. No, no, they're not. They're anything but final. They need to finalize themselves where they're going to play, when they're going to play where, right? Because you have at multiple venues certain issues. And what I say again and again, there are issues in regard to elections to be happening in 4 of the states, and then we'll see what happens. But on the 14th, if schedule stays, Kolkata hosting the opener, and the evening match will be in Goa. That you can take as a given. Everything else we'll see. This is as sad as it might sound as a football fan, but this is where we stand at this moment in time of reality of our scheduling, right? You can see games getting delayed, postponed. Yeah, there will be changes to the schedule. Simon, there are, normally we would blame, you know, uh, you know, uh, um, uh, the thing is that we live in a reality in India that the stadiums are owned by the state governments or the municipalities. We have elections. We have certain restrictions where police will provide security or not, right? There are these so-called blackout dates because concerts and others have blocked venues. So therefore, yeah, those are realities. Why can't we play on AstroTurf? I mean, Bangalore, we have decent AstroTurf. Utsav, have you seen the state of the Bangalore football stadium? Forgetting the AstroTurf. The AstroTurf, yeah, could be an alternative. Have you seen the state of the Bangalore football stadium, which is literally falling apart? Why did the ISL not say yes to Kolani as a venue, which is an I League or even Bengal Super League is playing there, right? There is a certain set standard that they've set for the ISL and they want to stick to it as much as they can. AstroTurf is not the problem. The problem is the stadiums which are there or not. So therefore, Bangalore Football Stadium, have you seen, do you know the state of that? It's falling apart. Look at the state of the dressing rooms, right? Even the Kantirava, so therefore, yeah, different things. Even once was India, Argentina, when World Cup matches, official events. Origin, yes, they were official events, but the Salt Lake Stadium didn't exist. That's why they played at Eden, no? Right? The small matches were played in Kolkata on the Maidan, East Bengal, more Mohammedan, and yeah. So yeah, those were the days. Why they had to organize this season? Couldn't they just skip 1 year? Why organize the league in such short time? RS, the question is, would the clubs, some of them, would they have stuck around or would they have shut down? Simple question. And therefore, a lot of them have kept it the way it is, and they said, we'll, despite all the problems, we will play, and why we're there. Again, I said a month and a half ago, I would have skipped the season and would have tried to plan the future. Some others said some other things. We're now where we are, and now we'll see what happens now. Let's hope for the best. Again, we at least have a streaming partner, so things are slowly falling in place, I guess. Right, 1 hour, 44 minutes. Like, share, and subscribe. 22 likes so far. Thank you very much. 3,738 subscriptions. Thank you for that as well. And yeah, so therefore, that is that. Harry Kane performance, he missed so much. He's still the top scorer. So yeah, did he miss? Of course. Did the Bayern team which beat Melbourne Sporting main team? I think Bayern won 5-3. Poor Harijit. What was the result? No, it was not 5-3. Wasn't it 5-1 or something? I thought it was 5-1. Yeah. It was the second team. Any chance that ISL clubs can file case against Ranji Bajaj Raul Mehra? So, Rakesh, theoretically, yes. But will it have any value? I don't know. What are you gonna do a case against compensation or something? Are you gonna ask for, I don't know, 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores in compensation? Right? That's the I mean, doing a case sounds nice. So let's see. Is Fabi Vieira finding his feet again? Time it looks like it. Played a good game against Bayern over the weekend. Of course, a very talented player. So yeah, let's wait and see what he can do. Right, 1 hour 46 minutes, nearly full. Slowly coming to an end of this live on this Tuesday evening. Yeah, 11 days away from the start of the Indian Super League, the 14th of February, next week, Saturday, Mohun Bagan versus Kerala Blasters. And after that, FC Goa versus Inter Kashi. So I'm really looking forward to those two games. Fancode will stream it. Let's see who picks up the broadcast rights. And, let's see what happens. Vuskovic is a baller. Yeah, Simon, very talented. Look at him. Sports Minister have been Ranji, but that's why ISAGAF has a case filed against them. No, Sports Minister has nothing to do with that side. I don't know where you get that. Simon, good night. Good chatting as always. Guests to you and with the others as well. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Watch my other videos. Like them, hype them, share them. And let's keep on growing the community, not only here, but also on my Instagram, on my X, arunfoot. Guys, I need your support. We need to grow the Indian football community where we talk honestly about things and not no, don't do PR talking, but really talk about Indian football because that is the only way that we will progress. And once more, I will say what I've said a few times today is whenever Fancode is showing the matches, support them because without their support, without your support, who knows if they will bid next season. And also, if you live in the cities where matches are happening, go and watch matches, support Indian football. Thank you and good night, everyone.